right. Jack, ready?
Yeah.
Chibi, ready? All right. And 3, 2, 1.
Damn it, what's the name of it?
Oh!
I was like,
All right.
15 seconds.
Rest-
15 seconds.
Restart.
I was about to say the rabbit hole, and I'm like, it's not the rabbit hole. Welcome back to Down the Rabbit Hole with all of us, the crew, me, Brad, Ken, Jack, and Chibi over there. We've been on hiatus for one reason or another, Chibi, but we're going to be talking about Uncle from Another World. It's a show about an uncle that goes to a different world, and he comes back with magic. So,
what? Yeah. Where did you watch it at?
What?
It's available. It is available on Netflix.
My couch.
That is true. That is true.
Can you give me some background on it, please? What's this anime about?
That was it. There was an uncle that went into a coma for 17 years. He woke up. His nephew met him in the hospital. Thought he was crazy because he was trying to talk a different language.
Mm-hmm.
Started using magic. So his nephew believes him, and he tries to hide him, but also start a YouTube career by actually doing magic, but then no one believes him, and then he gets super angry and he becomes an online troll because no one believes he can do magic, even though he can do magic. But then he can also morph into other people, so he becomes a VTuber by himself instead of an actual VTuber, and gets way more views that way, and then he becomes famous. That's a terrible synopsis of the show.
That is actually very accurate. I don't know what the fuck you're
I was
talking
gonna
about.
say that's pretty much it. It is hilarious. Yeah.
Uncle from Another World's a very irreverent anime. So pretty much there's kind of no real plot to it. He just kind of tells stories about his past, his time in the other world, and then we get to realize that the man just has undeniable riz. That's just essentially what it is. He's pulling elves, psycho fucking ice girls or whatever the hell it is, a priestess, all that stuff. I think it's funny. It really is. It's a funny anime. I did not expect as much lewd stuff in it though. That kind of took me off guard, especially with how oblivious he was to the shit he was doing some of the time. I'm like,
completely.
Bro, yeah. Are you just pulling people's clothes off and just you're fine? Moves on and stuff like that. I also love my favorite running gag is they find out when he's 30. Was he 36? Right? And they were like, wait, what? And they kept showing flashbacks. That's what you look like? You were 20 then?
Oh, that shit was funny. He looked the exact same. They were like, huh?
I think my favorite episode is when they found out he used to get beat up just for constantly asking for stuff.
Just looking like an orc, bro.
Yeah, just looking like an orc. They used to beat his ass. Maybe we could sell him because he can speak.
No, the fact that what was it? What sold more than he did?
It was a what was it?
A comb or a scrap or something? Yeah, stupid.
It was a brush or something, right? And
and it was he filed it away under things that he had to forget.
Yeah, I think he was worth 3 cents or something, 3 copper pieces or some shit. And they're like, what's that come out to in yen? He's 0.75. I'm he's you were under 100? What the fuck? Yeah, no, I've watched it before when it came out. I was watching it the weekly releases on Netflix.
When did it come out again?
It came out 2 years ago, I think.
Okay.
Or last
I didn't
year.
know how new it was.
No, it came out.
Premiered July 6th, 2022.
So it came out 2 years ago. It was really awkward and quirky.
Yeah.
And then it just didn't stop. It stuck with that awkwardness the entire time. And I thought it was just fucking hilarious. Just the way he acted toward everyone, his random proposals and shit like that, giving everyone a ring.
Yeah, a whole ring.
I like Mabel. Mabel's my favorite character. It's why her name's on there. So I put on the title of our above us Mabel Supremacy. I love her because she's just the goofiest, most lazy ass character. She gets saddled with great jobs, and she's just I don't want to do it. And then it ends up she had one job to save the world, stuff like that, and it got taken from her. So she punished the entire village instead. Oh, like, this shit's so funny. So let's talk with let's kick off with Chibi. Chibi, what did you what were your expectations going in, and how do you feel about Uncle from Another World?
Honestly, I had no again, one of those things I had no idea what it was, but just from like the name Uncle from Another World, I assumed it was an isekai. I like how it was almost like a reverse isekai where like he went to the place and then came back. Like you don't see that a lot. So when it was the first episode and like when he woke up in the hospital, I was like, "Oh, that's going to be cool." And then at first when he like thought like was saying he could do magic and it wasn't working, I was like, "Damn, this motherfucker crazy." Like I felt the same way. I was like, "Wow, he's actually crazy." Like he's yeah, sorry. And then when it actually worked, I was like, "Dude, this is about to be really funny." But I enjoyed it. Like you said, it was very quirky, which I enjoy quirky. I think it's really funny, especially when it's kind of awkward. Like you don't see that a lot. And anime. I also really enjoyed, I don't know, just like the characters. Like you said, it stayed quirky like the whole time.
Yeah,
It didn't really deviate from it.
it committing to the
It was
bit was like the
consistent.
best part about
Yeah.
it. Because I thought like
And
sometimes that they had a moment, I think, like when he talked about his escape after he
mhm.
had like talked to the moonlight or whatever, right?
Yeah,
And then broke
yeah.
out. That part I was like, oh, this could get really dark, and then ended up just being like stupidly funny because
Yeah. I mean, some was a little dark, but yeah, it was really funny. I really also thought it was interesting that they kept a lot of like the big names the same. So like YouTube was the same, right? Like you usually see like
yeah, big change.
YTube or
Alternate name to it, yeah.
TTube.
I was
Yeah, like something
And they
like
all and the whole mention about Sega, like the obsession with Sega. I was shocked too. I was like, dude, he's talking about like a shit ton of stuff about Sega.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was like legitimate, like real stuff. And I was like, that's so interesting. Like
Every major
you never see
game talk
that.
about like Golden Axe. Like he only knew English because of Golden Axe, I think, right? Which is like my favorite thing. And I loved how shocked he was when he came back. Like he thought Sega would be like the most dominant publisher,
Yeah.
and he's like, it ended with the Dreamcast. He's like, what?
I love that shit. Like he was just heartbroken. But I love the whole bit about him being like a YouTuber. I think that was the just such a good idea. It was so funny. And then he started and then, like I know we're gonna talk about this like our favorite moments, but I love when like his nephew was just like, man, like why can't we get subscribers? And then he panned to him just
Just
fucking
talking shit to all of the subs.
No, you're wrong.
He's like, first off, it is magic. I don't know why you keep saying it's
that's what
fake. This is real.
that's what I imagine Ken does. Is, how dare you fucking touch it?
Dude, I have like if we have when we have videos that hit like over 1,000 or like multiple comments or whatever, I like ignore half the shit people say. Brad has like pissed people off though, like flat. I swear to God,
Really?
I'll
Brad's
have
I can believe
actually
that,
the
though.
uncle.
I'll ask
Brad's the
Brad.
uncle.
I'll ask Brad to like make a comment, and he'll do like something
Oh,
completely
my
off topic, like should have had a battle royale. No, and people, I've seen people write essays to him, like pissed, like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? You know anything about this game? I'm like, dude, he doesn't know.
Yes.
He has never
Yes.
played it. He doesn't know anything.
Of course he doesn't.
He's just watching the fucking video to support, dude. What the fuck?
That's funny.
Oh, that's fucking
It's
hilarious.
the best thing watching like people like
I
absolutely
really want to go
snap and
look at
freak
these
out.
comments now.
I gotta find the one comment. Somebody wrote like a fucking 3 paragraph thing, and Brad wrote like, "I bet you feel better about yourself." And this guy wrote like this whole like fucking response to him. I was like, "Oh my god, dude, this guy is
Oh my
serious."
God.
All right, Jack. Well, how did you feel, man? Like, what did you think about this about the show?
I thought it was funny. It had a lot of comedic value to it. It's going into it, I wasn't expecting anything. Like always with all the shows that we watch, because I don't do any research on it or I
We
haven't read the
know, buddy.
mangas.
We know.
Yeah. I just go straight into it, watch it, and see what I can pick up from it. And I did like the whole, kind of bringing the real life stuff into it, like YouTube and Sega. And I completely love how oblivious he is to everything he does. Like it was funny when he was talking, when he went to go fight the groundhog, and the whole time he thought he would be fighting a blue, like a
Oh,
Sonic or
oh
a
yeah.
hedgehog. It was a hedgehog.
He kept saying he thought it'd be Sonic, and it
Yeah, why is he not blue?
so he's
But
so stupid too.
yeah, I thought it was really good. It was really funny.
I
It
do.
was a little bit different than what I'm used to watching. Um, but I mean, I could say that about a lot of things because I haven't watched a lot.
I think the best gag is him being oblivious to other women. how they feel
Oh
about
yeah.
him, but instantly recognizing
Yeah, about his nephew.
when Sumika, I think it's her name, right? She has like feelings for Takafumi. He's like, you like him, don't you? It's like, wait, what the fuck? How do you know? He's like, I can always tell. It's like, no, you can't. You can't tell that the elf who is trying to desperately get your attention and then murder everyone around you. That's like my favorite running gag the whole time, because I think me and Brad talked about this before. We're kind of like, oh, you get over kind of like the whole shtick of him being, back from another world after a while, but it's just like the overall commitment and never wavering from it just leads to it being funny. Brad, why did you choose this one?
Someone from work was just like, "Hey, you should watch this." So I was like, "Hey, we should watch this."
Fucking nailed it, my guy.
Once again, it's one of those animes that are lighthearted, easy to follow in a sense. Like you could skip an episode and be completely
Yeah,
fine
not
with
really
that.
miss much.
Not
No.
miss anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nope.
so it's kind of my watch. Once again, about 4 or 5 episodes in, you're just like, okay, the kind of the novelty of him being from a different world is kind of worn off. Like there's no real like wow surprises, but they still do it. Like they still make the wow moments. Um, we're gonna get into best moments, but when they turn into the dragons or the dinosaurs, that was the funniest part when they borrowed the power from the dragon to create the AC.
That shit was so stupid, bro. I could not.
I forgot all about
That
that.
was so fucking funny. I think like also I think just the reactions, like every time they went into like the memories and stuff like that, like the reactions by Takafumi and
Yeah.
Sumika, like they're sitting there like,
They're like, "Are you serious?" Like they just look at each other like, "Are you saying what I'm
all right.
saying?"
But like I also think like if we're gonna we'll dive into the favorite part, so I'll just go. But like my favorite thing in this is when they did the background of Sumika, right? When they
Mhm.
found out that like she looked like a boy the entire time,
Oh
like an
my
angry.
Oh,
god,
yeah.
Like that's like
bro.
ugly duckling syndrome to like the extreme.
Dude,
I thought
that
that
thing
shit was
was
funny. Cause
He
gross.
was like,
Taka,
I thought you were a boy for a long time.
cause Takafumi, the way he reacted, dude, the entire time, his memories were so sad. He just got bullied constantly, and she was like not necessarily the worst, but it was like like she looked like one, she was bigger than everyone else, and then two, she was like beating up on people, and then she randomly turned out to be this really sweet girl, and it's like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. I can't connect the two. Right? I could never reconcile that fact until I saw it. But I thought that was like my favorite part when they finally revealed it. And I just love how once again, Uncle's just like, yeah. Dude, you gotta have like some fucking like surprise to him. He never did. So I always thought that was great. Jack, what was your favorite moment, man?
I think mine was when he was facing that castle of people and he turned into the professor
Oh, dude,
and would yell at them and then smack the fuck out of them every time they said something back.
that was so random when that what was he like? He was like a prince or a king or something like that, and he was like trying to
Yeah.
talk down to him, and he's like, I'm gonna be the
Yeah.
scariest person I knew. And I'm like, I thought that was his dad at first. I thought it was his
Oh,
dad.
yeah.
He's like, who is that? It's like, that's my old professor. Scariest person I ever knew, man.
Right.
He slapped
No,
the
I
girl,
think
dude.
that was my favorite.
That girl that was trying to have like an emotional moment. He smacked the shit out of her. I was like, oh shit. Brad or Chibi, do you guys have any other favorite moments besides the ones you guys mentioned? The dragons?
I do. I don't know why this was so funny to me, but the one scene where he like turns into the elf originally to like talk to Sumiko, and the fucking nephew's like, you know where I'm going with it. And the nephew's like, let's record a video right now. And he's like, you want to play Sega? And he's like, yeah. And he's still like as the, like the elf or whatever. And he's fucking recording him. And he's like, yeah, I posted the YouTube video. And he's like, oh, can we watch it? And he's like, I don't think you want to. And then they finally do. And it's just like him in the video as the elf. And he's like, where's the gameplay? He's like, what is this? And he's like, and he's like, nobody's gonna watch this. And then you just see the view count like at 200K. And then the fucking nephew's like, we're going viral. I lost my shit. I don't know what was so funny about that to me, but I lost my fucking shit.
I
And
think
Colby,
I think it's a
sorry, go
combination
ahead.
of things though, right? It's a combination of how funny it was, like the fact that
Yeah.
like The uncle's excited to play Sega games. I think it was like a game he really loved. I think it's one of the games he speedrun too. He was like, I'm so excited to show you guys. And he just kept playing it. And then he's like, all right, cool. Like, let's take a look back. He's like, no, I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Fastest record or something.
And then they went on. It's like just him fucking, but it's at a low angle, right?
Yeah.
So like, and he's like, wait, why would anyone watch this? What's going on? It's like 200K. It's like, I'm subbing right now because she's a cute F. He's like, yes. Yeah.
Work hard. It was just the way it was laid out was like peak comedy to me. Lost my shit.
He knew that it was like fucking like the big break, right? Because they were like, when he brought up the monetization stuff, not only that, but he actually nailed that when it happened, when YouTube made those changes. He was like, we got to get that changed like right fucking now. So then he started like plead for YouTube to like get his channel remonetized, got the watch hours, got the subs down, and then they had like a huge count because he's now a VTuber. That was the funniest shit. Oh, also when he was like, yeah, we went viral, he's like, VTubing is the best. That shit. I was like, Christ, man. That was so good.
I was laughing, and then Colby from the other room was like, are you okay? I was like, this is funny.
Brad, anything else besides the Dragon Horror? Anything else you remember?
The first time he met Mabel in the ice the tree thing, and she's like sulking in slumber, and she's like, you need the ice slayer sword, ice.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, I already killed the dragon.
Yeah,
it's all right. She's like, what?
Every time the elf came up and was like shocked, dude, I'm telling you, like, there's just like it's crazy because like, one, the animation's fantastic. I love the line art in it too. I love the art in it overall. But like my favorite thing is like he literally does stuff that would get you killed, but only because he wants to see like if it actually happens. And he does it to progress the story. So he's thinking like with like our JRPG logic, like maybe I have to do this. The dude being the my favorite thing, like I couldn't stop laughing, was when he was in the town and they were having a conversation. They talked about the barrier and they talked about all those high level monsters outside, all the ancient curses and stuff. He's like, he breaks the like, oh my god, the barrier's down. And everyone's freaking out. He's like, and she like gets up, has that grand speech, and she's like breaking out her sword to do that really cool burst attack and shit like that. And she just slams into the barrier. And he's like, yeah, so I brought it back up. and they're like, and everyone's like, man, what the hell just happened? Who just did that? And he's like walking, and she finds out that she knew it was him the whole time. And he's like, please don't tell anyone. He was like, I'm in your debt and stuff like that. And she wants to take him out to dinner and stuff like that. And he just like dips. That was the best. Every time he left her pretty much at the altar was like a thing that I just couldn't get over, like the way he did it. He's like, you just left her? It's like, oh my god, you guys are having a sweet moment. Like they're walking back to the hotel drunk. It's like, are we gonna see something here? Like,
oh yeah, and then
like,
he slams the door.
Hey, thanks for walking me home. When she finds out that he gave her ring to Mabel, and like she goes like full tsundere, and her face just like turns like straight red, and she's like staring at him with the death eyes and shit. Same thing with the priestess. I was like, dude, every time she would show up, I'm like, dude, and like he didn't even know her name, dude. It was the best part. The entire time he's like, it's like, what do I call you? Do I call you Elf? I call you just like her long name.
Oh yeah, her name is like Suzal Guerrers.
He's like, you want me to call you Elga?
Yeah, it's not my name.
That's my clan name. He's like, all right. Like he was just, and like I just love the fact that like every time they would bring up some grandiose thing in the world, like this dragon that could not be killed, couldn't be pierced. He was like, well, I just saw you hitting it in that one spot, so I just, shot right through that one spot and it killed it. I was like, dude, how the fuck? I love the fact that he just applied like JRPG logic in everything that he did, and everything worked. Like there was not one moment where he failed, right? He grabbed the moonlight.
Well, a lot of it was based off of his experience with games.
Yeah, and Shining Force, all the Sega games he kept talking about, like everything that happened, he just did that there. I think Chibi, you brought up a point we were talking about in Discord. What did you say with the uncle from Another World is Brad, but with like instead of Sega, it's
with
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
I can see that.
I can totally see if Brad like went
It
to
just,
another
I
world,
just,
he would
it's
dominate.
just his obsession with it. Yeah. I was like, dude, this is Brad. Like, Brad would die for Final Fantasy, and it was the same thing with Uncle and Seika.
If Brad ended up in another world, he would absolutely fucking just wreck shit just doing that.
Oh yeah.
I would like
I just summon Shiva just constantly, just
yes.
always.
Go ahead and get out there. Is there a what was I had like a question then before I fucking brought that up. But I think who's your favorite character? Is it Uncle? I mean mine's Mabel, but like I think Uncle's like my second.
I think Uncle's my favorite. He's fucking hilarious.
It's fucking great. Just like the way he reacted towards stuff too, like they'd really like make his face realistic, right? His reactions towards stuff, and you get like super creepy when you like lean in to
Yes.
talk about stuff. Oh my goodness, dude. Did anyone have a problem with like the way the episodes were set up?
I
Like,
mean, I think my only issue was just like sometimes it was a little too scandalous.
oh, you know how lewd it was and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Holy shit,
Said
man!
it just caught me off guard sometimes, and I was like, oh my god.
That's Jack's favorite parts. What are you talking about? He's like, "What are we saying, boys?" He like lean in, yeah.
There was
That
like one
fan
part
service.
where I legitimately felt like I was almost watching porn. Like the elf was like moaning and stuff at one point, and I was like turning it down. Like,
Cobra's like, "What are you watching in here?"
no, he
Right.
honestly was. He's like, "What are you watching?" I was like,
he,
"Still
he
the same
he's
show."
like he's like, "Good heavens!"
I was like,
Said
"It's still the
hentai.
same
Is
show."
that hentai, bro?
Hentai.
Yeah, they constantly went to like just places, especially like she just like he'd be like ripping off clothes and stuff like that, just so
Yeah.
casually,
Oh my god,
getting
yeah.
in compromising positions all the fucking time with every character, right?
And
When
what
he
was it?
when
The pool or a hot tub scene?
when
Dude.
he chained up Mabel in the in the inn room.
And the elf
Oh,
Oh
walked
my
in.
god.
And the elf walked in. That shit was so funny, dude. They're like, he's gonna kill him. I like the nephew's like, he's gonna get killed. How's he still alive here? The hot tub, dude, the hot tub or the sauna, right, or whatever it is,
Yeah.
dude. That shit, the hot springs, that was fucking hilarious, dude. Where he's like all casual, and like that was the first time I think he like sensed that like there was like an adult situation, and he was actually like
Yeah.
kind of nervous about it. So he's like, "Don't worry, I'll make you forget." He just fucking wiped your memory, dude. My favorite thing is like that was his solution to everything. He's just like, I'm just gonna wipe your memory.
Forget everything.
Yeah.
And then like you get to the last episode, he's like, yeah, so like remember that one time when all this happened? Yeah, I wiped your memory during that time frame. I didn't want you to forget that stuff. And it's like against everyone's will, he was just doing it. But he was trying to protect them, so he had good intentions and stuff like that. Always thought that was funny. I kind of thought at some point we were gonna see some of the characters like cross over into the other world.
Hoping that.
And I haven't watched like I haven't read the manga or anything, but that was like one of my biggest hopes is like you'd have a scene where like fucking the elf showed up randomly, just pissed off. Like when he transformed into where I was kind of like, at first I was like, oh baby, she's here, and that's not. It's just it's just him playing like a mean trick.
Yeah.
Always thought that was funny.
Hopefully they would do that in the manga. I kind of want to read it and see.
Yeah, I want to see if that ever happens. I also really like the fact that like the uncle wasn't lying about like how to get in touch with his nephew. When he was like, Takafumi, I'm gonna get in touch with you with like smoke signals and fucking flag.
That shit was
and then they were finally having like Takafumi and then Sumika were having like that really intimate scene, like they were like about to confess to another and stuff like that. But he had put the flag upside down, and fucking he just burst through with a fucking magic sword. He's like, "What happened?" And she was like, "What? Why is he here?" He's like, "Oh yeah, he flipped. I saw the signal. Like, are you in danger?" I was like, "He's good, man." Brad, where would you like? So, I mean, for yourself, like, how would you rate this? Like, because this is the type of anime that I think is right up your alley. It's a good choice. I think we all liked it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it was good.
So, where would you put it?
I'd give it like a 8.
I think that's right.
If there was a little bit more, connecting story pieces, like if it really, had kind of a bit more of an ending to it, because it was literally just like they defeated
Him
the
in
big
prison.
dragon, and and then they were like, "Thanks everybody," and
Yeah.
that was the end. That was just the end of everything. Okay, cool.
It was
So
basically like the big thumbs up ending, just like randomly
Yeah.
ending and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well,
So like
no, go ahead.
the comedy piece, the kind of irrelevant humor and just the absurdity. I like the absurd, with all the other shows that I have recommended. It is up my alley. I enjoyed it. But it was a little too absurd majority of the time for it to just be like a wow type of show.
Yeah, I kind of expected it to have like some connectivity when it came to the plot, right? And I feel like the first couple episodes when you were trying to learn like where he had been, things he had done, certain experiences, like I kind of thought like we'd get to a point where like maybe he'd, this would lead somewhere. Like, I mean, the nephew does learn magic, which I think is fucking hilarious, right? And they have like you're right, like the absurdity of so many moments, like, was it her little brother being like like the was it her little brother being like
Oh,
8,
yeah.
but he looks like he's fucking in his 20s and shit like that. It
Yeah,
was like the
yeah.
I forgot
weirdest.
about that.
He's like, Takafumi. He's like, hey man, like how have you been? I was like, wait, what is up with the gene? What is up with the fucking genes with this family where you guys all look creepy until a certain point?
Bro, I still can't get over how scary she looked as a kid, man.
Dude, they drew that with like full on shock factor type of absurdity, and it worked too, because it's just like the change, right? She became this like very pretty, was it purple haired, 20-year-old or something like that, and then it's like, how did you go from that little
Right.
gremlin fucking monster? Like they called the uncle an orc, and I'm like, dude, if they would have seen her, they would have freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then she ended up being like really pretty, and I was like, how did that happen? Like that the ugly, like I'm assuming the brother's gonna like grow into like some fucking model looking dude. You know what I mean? It has to. That's how it's gonna set itself up. But it was so weird that like at no point in time there was no connectivity. It was just like he was just telling stories. And they're like, well, how
Yeah.
did you two meet? And how did this happen,
Yeah.
Uncle? And it just kept like going and going and going. And I was like, so we're gonna get like something, right? And it just ultimately led to like the final episode. And I was like, oh, okay, well, them's the fucking
That was
breaks, kid.
yeah.
I don't think they could have ended it any other way though, right? Because it wouldn't have made sense to go from like, no connection to like just randomly pulling out an arc and then finishing it up on
Right.
that arc. It was just like, fuck it, man. We started weird. We're gonna end weird.
We're gonna end weird.
Might
That's
as
it.
well.
They committed to the bit, but I do agree with you. I think 8 would probably be like the score I could give it. You know, funny, really surprising animation,
Hmm.
really cool action scene, some very surprising like lewd fan service and shit like that, and then you know.
Hmm.
Me when it makes Colby like fucking step into the room, when it makes someone else like, who are you watching in
I was like,
there? Volume down. Jack, what would you give it? I mean, because it's not up your alley, right? You've mentioned that for people who've like, if you're just
Yeah.
watching, Jack likes the dark, moody stuff.
Yeah.
He like don't. It's pretty much if you see the lighting in the back, that orange reddish hue, like that's pretty much who Jack is as a person. I bring sadness.
Yeah, I'd give it about a 7 or 8. It's not one of my favorites, but it was something like Brad said. It was simple to follow. It was funny. I agree with you. I do like the art style.
I'm a huge fan of like, so if you've ever drawn before, painted anything like that, like the line art in it was so unique because like the interior stuff was thick and then the exterior was
Mhm.
like light. I was like, dude, that's so fucking well done. Everything kind of matched itself so perfectly, and like even in like moments that like, once again, this is the type of show where I don't expect the animation to be good. I expect the
Right.
animation to be ass like the entire time.
Right.
Because it's on Netflix also, and Netflix usually just fumbles the bag constantly. But no, they had some fucking really standout scenes just for no reason. Like it's
Yeah.
just
It was good.
Chibi. What about you?
no, I would say the same. I'd give it like 8. I think I'd give a higher one if they would have like you said, like connected the stories a little bit more, or also maybe like have had the like somehow cross dimensions, had them come back over. Like it's hard, but I think that would have made the story like really, really come together
Yeah, I
and
just
like see those people integrate into like real world.
yeah, I think that like having them cross over would have been fucking hilarious. I love the fact
Yeah.
that like they all knew about Japan too. That was like
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I was like, what?
It's so it was so dumb the way they talked about it. Like, he's like, "So you've been Japan? You're from Japan too?" He's like, "You guys know about that? Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? How do you
You
guys
know
know about
that?
this stuff?" And they were showing like
It's like,
all they had like a whole like fucking hot spring
Yeah,
tied into it, and she's like, "Okay, sure, why not?"
yeah.
Yeah.
See, so I feel like maybe in the manga, if there ever is a season 2, I don't know. They
I don't know
really
how I
great
don't
it.
know how well this did, and look up like whether with how it was received in terms of
Yeah.
viewership. But usually with like Netflix, like sometimes they'll have like a season 2 come out years down the line. I think that the manga's
Mm-hmm.
been in circulation since like
That's what I'm trying to see
2022.
how far it is.
Was this 2018? So
2000, yeah, June
got
29th,
got
2018.
11 volumes, so there's potential for a lot of story here. So I just thought that overall, very surprised by but not really, because like Brad usually doesn't. Brad has not selected a bad anime yet. Good on Brad. Brad has
Oh,
chosen
damn.
some good shit.
you're welcome.
I know. I don't think there's much to talk about with like this one. So there's just, but we can't talk about what's upcoming because with Chibi, we're gonna watch Haikyuu, right? Next, you get next call.
Oh,
Isn't that what you said?
I was thinking about it. Should we? Should I pick something else?
That's up
You-
to you.
I
I
don't
think
know. Should
I
I
think
make you
like
guys
so like we've never seen it. I've never seen it.
really?
No, never
I don't even
seen
know
it.
what it's
Okay.
about.
It's
I've
volleyball,
never.
man.
Oh yeah, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't think I would like it at first, and then I actually watched it. So, I mean, yeah, if you guys are okay watching like the first 12 episodes, give it a shot.
Yeah, we can do the
It's one of
first
my
12
favorites. I fell
episodes.
in love with it really quickly, and like
Yeah.
again, let me preface and say, I hate sports anime, but this one is different.
Yeah, I mean, like sports anime is like usually hit or miss. I mean, you have like one or two that are like really good. Slam Dunk's really good. I never really watched Haikyuu. I mean, but like everyone gushes about it. It has a movie. The manga is well received.
Mm-hmm.
I think Haikyuu has won like a number of awards. It
It's
has
amazing for a reason.
3 seasons, right? I think just
A
about.
lot. Hold on, let me see. I feel like it's more.
And it'll be a weird transition to go from like a funny, irreverent, lewd fan service type anime to something I think like a little bit more serious. So
There's
um,
4 seasons.
there's 4 seasons. Okay, so yeah, we're only watching the first 12 episodes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we have to give Jack a chance not to pick the worst show, so we just let Chibi pick that
Oh!
one. That's a good idea.
Look at
Yeah,
Jack's
that's
face.
why that's why it has a 4.9 out of 5.
Look
You
at Jack's.
can.
Jack's like,
It's okay.
You
Aw.
underestimate my ability here, bro.
First off, if you want me to pick another super fan service anime, you just ask me, big dog. I'll fucking do it for you. I ain't got no fear in that regard. Has anyone watched any other anime recently outside of Uncle from Another World? Any of the new
Honestly, just kaiju. That's it.
yeah.
Yeah, I finished Kaiju.
I was trying to rewatch Oshinoko, but I completely forgot what episode we
Hold on, say
fucking
that
left
again.
off at.
Say that again.
Oshinoko.
Oshinoko. It's not one word. Yeah, you got it.
Oshinoko.
Thank you. Oshinoko. Yeah.
I said Oshinoko.
But no, you said Oshinoko. You
All
said
right, you know what? I just said it fucking fast. Anyways, I couldn't
There was
figure
a
out
comma
what
there.
episode we left off.
There was a
at.
comma there somewhere. No, 8, I think.
8?
Yeah,
Okay.
on episode 8. They just started the second season. I think that's one of the bigger ones right now. I think it's like the only anime on High Dive I know, honestly. And I have no clue how
I've been watching on Hulu.
I don't know how High Dive fucking got
Oh my god! You know what I should make us watch
Yes.
eventually? Oh my god! It's on High Dive. You just reminded me,
what's that?
and it is so good. Oh my god! What anime is it? Oh my god! Hold on.
Is it Eminence of Darkness?
No.
Jack
Keep
would like
naming
that.
stuff. Keep naming stuff. Keep naming.
We've
stuff.
watched that already.
It's really
I've
funny.
watched it already.
It's about a DJ.
Oh, your boy.
Your boy Kong Ming.
Kong
What is it?
Mei. Your boy Kong Ming.
Something.
Right?
It's so fucking funny. Hold on. I kind of want to make this.
So, there's also an anime that just came out.
Yeah, your boy Kong Ming.
Yeah, your boy Kong Ming. But there's also an anime that just came out. It's a girl with like deer antlers. Have you guys seen like the memes on this one? So basically, I don't know. Like, it's just like this funny, goofy ass like Studio Wit. For those who don't know, Studio Wit's like probably one of the best like animation studios out there. They did the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan. They've done VV's Fluorite Eyes, which is like that's one I'm gonna make everyone watch because that one's fucking amazing. It's very dark. Jack will love it. The animation's probably some of the best I've ever seen hand to hand combat wise. But in the anime, it's like this girl has like deer antlers and shit like that, right? And then she like it just has like a bunch of crazy situations. They have like a whole thing where they imitate like Dark Souls and stuff like that.
Oh,
They
shit.
just call it Deer Souls, like you deered. Like
Oh,
in the
no.
opening, it's very funny. There's a scene where like they find her, she's like sitting there, like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "I'm fine." She got hit in the head, and her antler just like explodes off with blood. And she's like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "That one's funny as shit." I just finished up Demon Slayer. Fucking
I need to watch that
the new
still.
season. Dude, I don't disagree with how they formatted stuff. Like, because the first episode's 40 minutes, the next 6 are 25 to 30, and then the last episode's 40. And the last episode is like probably one of the darkest episodes I've ever seen in that show. And there's been a lot of like dark shit that happened. And so they just announced that it's going to be 3 films for the Infinity arc, which me and Chibi had theorized like I don't know multiple times every time we talked about Demon Slayer. So it's finally been confirmed. I don't know how they're going to like distribute it though. I'm hoping that they do not do something like where it's like every 6 months because that's normally how films get pushed out, right? Like it's like 6 to 9 months, something like that. Like they couldn't wait that long. There's no fucking way. I think that's a huge cash cow if they do like now if they do like 3 months, if they release it all in 9 months, that would be massive. And then you would then come out with, and not Chief, I don't know if how you feel about this, but like potentially a movie for the final like few episodes too. I don't see that like them coming out with a TV show, right? There's no way.
Yeah, I could see a movie. They're gonna milk this as much
If
as
the
they
Infinity
can.
arc is 3, if it's 3 movies total, so like let's say what 30 minutes per, right? So maybe, oh no, I'm sorry, they're 3 movies, but they're all 2 hours apiece, right? So technically in 4 episodes per movie. I think like I guess, but they would just take longer to animate. But Jack, if you watch the final episode, like they have an explosion scene in the final episode, dude. That is fucking some of the best I've ever seen in terms of like usage in 3D. It's fantastic. But I'm confused. But I was like, man, they're gonna milk the fuck out of this, dude. And they should do the same thing with JJK, which is eventually gonna come. I think the Cullen game is coming out either this year, the end of the year, or it's coming out next year early. But I do know, you know, with all like the sequels and stuff that that are currently popping up like Oshinoko, people are really wondering if like older anime are gonna get readapted, and you know, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Brad. You got to hit numbers, bro. I don't think people understand like if something came out with 12 episodes, it's basically like a soft run. Like we're expecting, like you're either like hitting immediately or you become a cult classic, which is like the argument that's been made for a lot of anime recently, and I've always wanted to talk about this. There's an anime called No Game No Life. Who the hell likes that, Chibi?
That's Jacques' favorite
Jacques,
fucking
right?
anime.
So like
Yeah.
this anime came out, I want to say almost 10 years ago. And it's really the animation's crazy. It's very colorful. It's pretty fun. And the problem was no one watched it at the beginning, and then it like started to gain steam at the end. So there's a very committed group of fans who are like demanding that a sequel get released because I think The Devil's a Part Timer got a part 2. Number of others have. But is there anything that you guys have watched recently where you're wondering if there has been a sequel or if a sequel is coming out? Anybody? Jake, you're kind of new into anime, but you want to, you know.
No. I mean, the only thing I would have wondered was Chainsaw Man, but
That's getting a movie.
they are having a sequel.
Mhm.
Yeah. Buddy Daddies probably won't get one
Now that one
because
wrapped up.
the way it ended.
24 episodes, man. I think Greg had
Yeah.
a full thing finally. Full.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very rare that an original no manga gets a rare one, gets a full one. I think for me it's Undead Murder Farce. I think that's what they're called. That one I was hoping would get like a sequel to get announced soon, but no. I think I'm hoping Free Ring gets announced for season 2,
I
But
know.
that's like, but Madhouse
Ooh.
Madhouse does not do sequels, or they rarely do sequels, so it's going to be
I feel like they have to. Frieren has so much
it
following.
just takes so fucking long to make it. It would be, we wouldn't see it for
Yeah.
like 2-3 years. So
I would really like Apothecary Diaries have a season 2.
yeah, that's coming out this year, right?
Oh, is it? I have no idea.
Yeah, I watched that, the whole thing. That's fucking fantastic. The writing's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
did such a good job with that.
And the sub and dub is both great.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of shocked when I watched it too, by the way. I was like, holy shit, this gets dark.
No, I was too. I was not expecting it, to be dark. But
Solo
I really
Leveling is
liked
getting
it.
its season 2.
Yes, excited. I saw the trailer for it.
Was it September, Brad? Something like September, October, I think they said. Tower of God season 2 is out finally.
Oh my
Dude, I
gosh.
saw
Oh my
that.
gosh. I don't even know what that is.
Tower of God.
All you gotta know is fuck Rachel.
Yeah, Tower of God is essentially like
From Friends.
Yeah,
Bruh.
Absolutely.
you don't like Jennifer Aniston, bro? What's wrong with you?
I love my Jennifer Aniston.
I do too.
You know who I'm talking about, Ken. Don't play dumb.
I
with
know
me.
who Rachel is.
Yeah, fuck
But with-
that. The
but-
worst antagonist in any anime.
Yeah, with Tower of God, I think when it first, so for those who don't know, it was probably one of the most anticipated manhwa to get like released. I think the first season was mixed reception. I think at the beginning and the end of it, like people really came around to it, and then it finally got a second season. I don't know why it took so long. They had a lot of content out. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like a manhwa's release like schedule. They're like weekly. There's like new art every fucking week, something.
Just throwing that.
That's what
content
I'm
out.
saying, Brad. Brad, is there an anime you wish would come back? What, you know what, Brad? What anime have you watched like that didn't get a second season that you wanted? Can you think of one? Stupid bitch. No, I'm just-
Damn.
Not really that I wanted one, but this was before I watched anime, and I was just on Hulu, and it was just one of the recommended things. So I clicked it and watched it, and it was 10 or 12 episodes, and then it just ended kind of on a cliffhanger. And I was like, wait, like this is it? And it's been out for like 2 years. I was like, what is going on? I looked up, and it was a Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Chivalry. Yeah, Chivalry of a Failed Knight.
Was it only 12 episodes?
I believe so. There was one season. Let me see. There were 12 episodes. Yes.
Damn.
And it was like it was an okay show. There was that weird. So it was like there was like a magic night school, and like you had each student has like a rating that they're assigned.
Was like the main character like some blue-haired boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was brown hair.
Okay. I thought there's like one I saw. Dude, there's a lot of magical school ones. I don't understand why there's so many.
But he was like the lowest rank, but then he gets put in the same like dorm room as like this S rank like princess lady, and like she like talks down on him. But he has the ability to copy other people's like magical abilities, so he's like
OP.
So he can basically beat anyone. But so there's like at the end of the school year, there's like this big tournament and exam thing. Well, the last episode is the fight before the finale, or like the championship fight or whatever.
Right.
And like that was the end of it. And I was like, are you serious? What the heck? The only thing about that show, it had the weird like, so because he had like no special ability, he was like shunned from his family. Well, when he gets to school, his sister is there. His younger sister is already there, and she's like in love with him, like really awkwardly in love with him. And
that is a trope in a lot of anime.
It's the most cringy thing. It's the most cringy thing, and I hated it so much. I just wish they would have that lady would have just left.
12 episodes of weird siscon shit. I never understood it. I think like, so Haikyuu, right? Next one. Unless you want to watch Kongming. Up to you.
No, we can do Haikyuu because nobody's. I mean, I Kongming will be my next one. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, Kongming. Oh yeah. Yeah, that one's fucking great.
Yeah.
Eventually, so there's like two upcoming that I want to want to watch. I want to watch Vivi, Fluorite Eyes, which is probably going to surprise a lot of people because when you first watch the episode, you're like, oh, it's the little pop star thing, right? It's like, it's not. Don't be fooled by the cover art. Don't be fooled by the first episode. It is TV. Okay. It is TV and made due to violence. There's a lot of graphic shit that happens to it.
Okay.
It's really good. And then the other one is Bocchi the Rock because
I do want to watch Bocchi the Rock.
That is one of my. I don't think there's a dub for it. I don't know. I have to look, but that is one of my favorite, like, in terms of just
I heard it's
an
amazing.
awkward character
Yeah.
trying their fucking hardest to be normal, who is like
Yeah.
supremely talented. She's like this amazing guitarist, but she just can't make friends with anybody.
Oh,
And
yeah,
she-
I heard really good things about it.
it is so well done. It is so well written. It's very funny. It's sharp. It's kind of one of those like rare like anime that doesn't like fall into too many tropes while trying to be
Mhm.
funny. I think that's
Which
good.
is nice. Okay.
Jack, do
Yo.
you have a recommendation upcoming? What's on your mind, bud?
I don't know. I was thinking Windbreaker.
I was gonna say that one too, actually. That one's a really good one, I've heard.
I've watched one or two episodes. So like my whole thing is, and I'll probably get shit for this, but like I was not a fan of Tokyo Revengers. I couldn't watch it.
I know, I
Dang.
wasn't either. I
No.
wasn't either.
I just can't
No.
watch like the whole
Sorry.
punk genre in anime
Yeah.
is so awkward sometimes to watch. But Windbreaker is more just like a fight anime. It's very fun.
Okay.
It's really like the animation, the hand-to-hand combat stuff is
It is nice.
fantastic, dude. It's
Yeah,
so
it is
good.
really good.
So Windbreaker, okay.
I don't
Brett-
know. That might be it.
Is there? I mean, dude, we can finally
Tough
watch
time.
Eminence of Darkness if you want. If you
Oh,
want,
God.
Jack. I mean,
I've seen that.
I know. I'm just
But
saying.
that's
Like,
that's another anime where it's like it's an OP character that's dumb as shit. It doesn't realize what's going on around him.
it's wildly popular, and
It
in
is.
life of me, I cannot explain it. It's just, I think the power fantasy stuff in anime has become like it's like such a well known like plot device and trope for some reason. Like every anime has like one character who's like just grossly overpowered. They're the main character. They're out of place. Like I always feel like it's done best if it's done in humorous moments, like Uncle from Another World. Like I love it
Mhm.
because he's like this OP fucking character. He doesn't know it, but he leans into it when he finds out how strong he is, right? Because he constantly tests his capabilities.
I was watching The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic.
Yes,
And that's another one. That was another one
that's
that I thought
well
was pretty.
done. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's well done. Yeah, I'm always down to watch anime that's like super funny and like really like well done. Like I've seen a lot of people. I don't know if you guys have like seen like the absolute love for Delicious in Dungeon. Like,
Yeah.
holy
People
shit,
like it.
dude! People fucking love that goddamn anime. Like, people are losing their minds over it. It's crazy, and I kind of felt like it was, people were cautious about it because the first 12 episodes were kind of slow, and then we find like
Yeah.
Fallon,
shit was
and it's like
crazy.
holy shit,
Mhm.
what's going on? And then like stuff started to really really kick off.
Mhm.
Gets really dark, that type of stuff, right? That it was so quick. I'm shocked that Studio Trigger, by the way, is doing the season 2, but they did it like almost immediately. And that's like the benefit of having an anime that's done, right? The manga's been finished. There's only 97 chapters of it, so the second season is probably going to be it, which I think is great. So I'm a big fan of that. I think same thing with Chainsaw Man. I'm kind of confused as to why Chainsaw Man's doing a movie rather than just a flat out season 2.
So it's a movie? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so it's the movie's gonna have a character. She's known as the Bomb Devil, pretty much.
Mm.
And
I think I've heard of her.
yeah, Rez and either Rez or Reze, but she's in it and she's fucking. It's a whole like we're talking like the show was dark. It gets supremely dark and sad from here on out.
Well, duh.
You know what I'm saying? It's Chainsaw Man.
No, I'm saying.
Brad. So I mean, do you want to watch? What do you want to watch next, Brad? Because I mean, you're on a roll here, so.
I don't know.
We
I
can
was
watch-
looking at Dead Demons Destruction.
That's a weird
fuck
anime.
is that?
I watched the first
The
episode and
fuck?
was so confused. Great animation, by the way, fantastic animation, but like it's so weird and
I
awkward.
don't like the name.
Yeah, it's a weird ass name. But
Brad, don't do it.
I mean, generally with Brad, he usually watches it, then recommends it, and I can trust Brad. I don't want to have us watch like a really bad anime like Ninja Kamui. Like I want Jack to watch the first episode, and then Jack, what I want you to do, like seriously, I want you to watch the first episode, and then I want you to watch the last episode. And the reason why
What is it?
Ninja Kamui, remember that? It was the one on HBO Max with the ninjas and stuff. Ninja Kamui. It's
Oh.
So the first episode
I guess if I have
is
Max.
absolutely one of the best episodes I have ever seen. Like it's like a 10 out of 10. They get to the last episode, that shit drops to like a 5.
Oh,
It is
no.
absolutely, it just falls off the fucking rails.
That sucks.
hated it because it introduced like all these like weird like, you know, mechs and shit, but they had the interesting like this ninja world, people like using like all this different cover and shit like that. I was like, oh, this is amazing. And I was like, why are we getting all techie into this? Like, why are there mechs now? What the fuck's going on? Okay, so Haikyuu, and then who's that? I think it's me after you, right? So Vivi, and then we rotate back down to Jack and then Brad again. So Jack, you want to do? Yeah, you're gonna figure it out. You want to do Windbreaker?
Possibly.
Okay. Well, hold on. I think that'd be a good one too, because I think by the time, yeah, no, it'll be over with. I think because that's only 12 episodes too. So many fucking 12 episode fucking seasons, man. I'm kind of getting frustrated with it. Like Kaiju number 8 finishing with 12 episodes. I'm like, can we stop ending on fucking cliffhangers, please, man?
Disservice.
I was so frustrated. I was like, dude, I was like, this is a fucking amazing. The last 2 episodes,
Yeah,
really
they were so
fun,
good.
really
I haven't
good.
watched it yet. The last few.
We're not spoiling. I'm just saying it's really good and really fun. And it was like,
Yeah.
hey, all right. It's like, let's move on.
You're like, oh, you're like, I need it.
They
right
they always
now.
do
Next
it.
time.
Yeah, next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Okay. And then for pixelated thoughts, we're gonna watch. All right. We can either watch Super Mario Brothers just straight up because it's a 2-hour film, hour and a half film, whatever. It's on Netflix. Or we can watch Super Mario Brothers and then Sonic the Hedgehog. We can watch them both, right? What do you guys want to do? Kind of get the gambit.
Wait, the first.
Where
Sonic the
are
Hedgehog?
what are
Just
they
the-
on? I have the Super Mario movie.
That's
I don't know
that's on Netflix.
where the Sonic one is.
Where is Sonic? I have to look it up. I thought Sonic was on Netflix too.
Is
Maybe.
it-
Is it
Paramount?
Paramount?
Is it
Yeah,
it
I
might
don't
be.
have that one.
I have to take a look.
I heard Paramount's is getting bought out or got bought out.
Who the fuck did it get bought out by?
Someone like I saw it and I was like that's
It's gonna be that cycle where we just
They
turn
done-
right back into cable.
They done
and
bought
get
out.
rid of
They done
streaming
bought out
services.
Tom Cruise's fucking thing. I can't watch the Top Guns no
Who
more.
No more
Paramount?
Top Guns.
I can't watch Top Gun. They done bought out Maverick. This is bullshit.
Skydance Media. That's what it was.
Skydance bought?
Yeah. Well, they're doing them. I think it's more of a merger than
Oh, okay.
a buyout. But
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. Like some of these I mean, people don't really Paramount Plus, honestly, outside of like a couple of things, has been like a kind of a bust with some of their shows. The Halo fucking show, which I'll never make you guys watch because I don't want you
Too
guys
bad.
to suffer through dog shit.
so I have already seen Sonic the Hedgehog, so I'm down with watching both. But if not,
Okay. Yeah.
Just the first Sonic?
Yeah, just the first one. I don't want to watch 2 movies or 3. I don't want us to watch 3 films. Like, I'll say like we can keep it light. Like we'll watch a Super
fine.
Mario World and then Sonic to kind of do a compare and contrast because I love like the whole Nintendo Sega rivalry and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think with like with Super Mario Brothers, I'm really curious to see how like everyone feels about Chris Pratt being Mario. I understand like I really don't understand like the dislike for the dude. You know, like, people really.
It's not
You
the
know why.
dislike of him.
It's just
It's
It's the fact that
it's a
the guy
person.
that does voice Mario is still alive and they didn't choose to.
Yeah, that was also really
Have him
weird.
voiced.
That didn't make any sense. But like, I mean, I think when you're trying to go outside to a bigger audience, you have to
You
try to
need
drag
names.
star names.
Yeah.
But there's like better voice actors
well,
than Chris Pratt.
that is true. But
That could have done an
I
Italian
don't know
voice.
if I've ever seen like a full-fledged Mario, like where Mario just has 2 hours of dialogue, like in a game, right? Like he has his
Right,
catchphrases and he says things, but it's not like he's just having conversational speak. So I don't know if the voice actor guy for Mario seems like a real cool dude. I've seen interviews with him, but it's like I don't know how well
He would have
his
done.
his conversational speaking versus his like catchphrase speaking is
fair.
the
It's
same.
sound bites.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it because I do want to have like discussions about like the voice cast itself, how well everyone did, how everyone feels about like the film itself in terms of like how it integrates like elements from the video game because it goes all over the place. Like it's not just like, Super Mario World and they're throwing like Donkey Kong. They're throwing Donkey Kong shit in it. Mario Kart. Like there's a lot of stuff. They
Good. I loved it.
kind of threw
I
into
watched
it.
it.
Oh, you watched it? Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
I'm very
Yeah.
curious to see how like everyone felt about it. So
Did you watched it, right?
with me,
Yeah.
yeah, I watched it in theaters with
Yeah.
my kid. My daughter
Yeah, I
didn't
was
want to
gonna
watch
say I
it.
watched it in theaters.
My kid did not. My kid
Did
was
she
like
like it
she was
though?
not interested. Like
Damn, really?
she like saw the penguins,
Oh,
got
she likes
happy.
horror movies.
She saw the penguins, got excited, and saw Bowser and was like, it's Bean.
Peaches,
Co-
peaches, peaches.
Cone Dog is here.
Say hi to Cone Dog, not
So-
Cup Dog. We have Cone Dog.
There's Cone Dog.
There's Cone Dog. I miss Cup Dog.
I
Bring him
wish.
back.
Yeah.
Bring him back.
So for animes, so for next week, Brad, what we want you to do is that we want you to put out a Cup Dog. I want him to make a comeback, but I want him to have a cone so he matches Bean.
We need Cone Dog.
Cone
We need
Cup
Dog.
and Cup Cone Dog.
That would be good.
But that's all I got.
Should all be animated.
Yeah, so I'll like I want to do. I talked to Jack about this. I want to do one episode of us all in like VTuber rigs, but I want to have cross googly eyes and stuff like that. I want to have googly eyes, and I'm gonna talk in a fucking weird voice the entire
I
time.
have my red panda, so whenever.
Oh, okay. I just need to get in touch with someone who can. I'll probably talk with like Addie or something. Maybe she can tell me.
Oh, I
some-
just use
No,
the same.
I want one built, and I want them eyes to be fucking all over the place, too. I want to see how that all works out. So I think it's gonna do it for this episode, right?
Yeah.
Uncle from Another World on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, give it a
Please,
try.
it's great.
You're
Yeah, it's not
probably,
bad.
it's lower your expectations on connected plot stuff. You're probably gonna really like and be surprised by the animation. You're probably gonna be really surprised by the humor, and as long as you don't try to make sense of everything.
What happens?
Yeah, what happens? Everything's just gonna work itself
Yeah.
out, right? You just gotta let it ride, brother. All right, anybody got anything else? Anyone? Big shout out to Chibi. She finally streaming again. Yeah.
Hey.
Jack also went back to streaming. Let's go.
Let's go.
The
Yeah,
only
I know.
fucking person who hasn't streamed yet is Brad. All right. So
Going live right now.
I propose that
He said going
everyone
live
just
right
start playing Elden Ring, and then I can mock you
Oh,
guys and judge you and
God.
stuff like that because
He's already judging me.
I've beaten the game like 3 times. No, more than that.
I quit the game the first day I played it.
I
want to.
I told Jack I will gladly walk him through it. Chibi, your chat fucks you. I'm sorry. They made her start as a wretch.
I'll cheat my way through it.
Yeah, there you go.
Rad.
That's what I'm talking. Get the mods out, man. Let's do seamless co-op. That'd be great. Next pixelated thoughts thing we're doing is Supervive. That's a big one. That's gonna be me and Jack. I want to ask Brad if he wants to sit in on it too, but I don't know if Brad wants to discuss it because this is going to be like, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of shocked that Jack loved that game so much. Like, he played the shit out of it. Like, how many hours did you put in?
Weirdo.
I don't know.
I know you
That's
streamed.
good.
I know you streamed once for like 6 straight hours, and it was all Supervive practically, with some party animals thrown in. And you won 2 games. Yeah, he played a lot of it. Like, I was very surprised. Like, me and Brad just were like, yeah, okay, no. But I do want to discuss it because it might be a big hit. It really has.
Yeah, I think it
potential.
will be. It's and we'll talk about it.
Ton of
It's-
potential.
I think it helps that the time to kill, isn't fucking immediate like Call of Duty and all the other fucking games out there.
We'll get good. So
But it does require a lot of strategy.
I think Jack's actually good at the game. Honestly, he does really good. Like, he plays
better
really
than
high.
me.
Better than bro. I'm not keyboard and mouse. I was like fumbling over. I was like, what is this? Buttons? I had one moment where I had 9 kills, but it was like because everyone set me up for it. I was like, yeah, I could just punch him to death and we're good.
Brother.
All right, but this has been Down the Rabbit Hole. And we will talk to you next time. And we'll do an outro with like Jack with his cats and stuff like that, holding them up.
Holding the cute little
Yeah.
babies.
Bye, everybody.
Later.